Like,
It also is like so weird how like God's gonna tell us that we're born sinners, but then we have free will.
why is that weird?
Because it's like he's saying, I love you guys, so I'm giving you the ability to choose, choice, free will. This is the biggest blessing ever. But then I'm also gonna put you on I'm gonna say there's a label.
What do you mean?
And that you're born this and you can't change that and you can't choose that and you can't use free will to counter that. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
So
Okay.
it's like,
You say I have free will, but now you just told me I'm born a sinner. I'm always gonna
Like, what if you want to wake up one day and not be a sinner? What happens next? You're like, oh yeah, you have free will, but you can't not be a
so
sinner.
I think all of us in 2025, unfortunately, like, weren't Adam and Eve, and we are born into the mess that they did. In the same way that there are people who like have parents who are alcoholics, and they're born into a family that, dang, like my parents they're not treating me right. They're not treating my brothers and sister right. Like, unfortunately or fortunately, because I'm glad to know Jesus Christ, Adam and Eve messed it up for everyone else underneath. And like, if there's anyone to blame, it's Adam and Eve, because they were the first people to have free will and they abused it. And I think, personally, more people think like, oh my gosh, if I was them, I would have never done blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's true. I think at some point, someone with free will would have abused it and would have messed it up for everyone else.
going back to that OG story is I can like totally like dissect it though, because it's like, did they really have free will though? Because there were still rules.
What were the rules?
You know, not to eat the forbidden
Not to
fruit,
eat from the
which is like, yes, they had the free will to go eat the fruit. It's not like God like grew it like 1,000 feet so they couldn't even reach it. You know what I'm saying? But there was still the idea of no free will because there was still something you couldn't do.
Yeah.
There was still something they could do it.
But
Right,
if you did it,
then there
there's
was consequences. Yeah, exactly. There was
So-
still a
yeah,
rule,
yeah.
you know?
Like,
Because when I think free will, I'm like, all right, I have free will. I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Free
There's
will-
no rules.
Free will doesn't mean no consequences, though.
100% you have consequences. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think
But
consequences are encapsulated in free will.
Yeah.
When I hear free will, I think no rules.
No rules. That's what I was about to say.
But then there's
So,
still rules.
There's always going to be consequences to actions,
Yeah.
but there should not be rules if you have free will. If I tell you, go into this room and do whatever you want, I can't say, but don't touch that, don't touch this, don't touch that.
Yeah.
That's not free will. You can't really do whatever you want. You can only do whatever you want that I allow.
Yeah.
so I think that's in terms of like the fruit in the garden. Some people think it's an apple, and it's not described in the apple. It's just a fruit.
Okay.
That'd be a funny topic to discuss. What was it?
You know, some people are like, they think it's a shroom or something. They like open their eyes to everything.
I could see that. I could see people say that.
We're on the forever shroom.
But in terms of like them having or not having free will, if there was no, this is how you disobey me, then it would have been a dictatorship. There was nothing they could do right or wrong. Everyone would have just been assimilated to like
But that's what free will is, though.
I'm saying like, because they couldn't do anything against God, right? There would be no free will. The only option would be like, we serve God, nothing else. So God created something, if you don't want to serve me, which was basically just disobeying me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm creating something, so if you don't want to serve me, you have the option. Because
not
God,
serve me, yeah.
God isn't a dictator.
Yeah. But then you're going to go to hell. So then, like, I understand the whole, like,
That's a whole different
because we
topic.
did say like there should be consequences for your actions. So I'm like, crap. Okay, so hell could be a consequence for your actions.
Yeah.
So-
but also like that
So
sucks.
I think,
Yeah.
first, then
so.
then
You
have
can disobey me, but if you disobey me, I'm gonna punish you, bro.
Well, you have to think of what is hell, like, and I think most people know hell in this, like, oh, it's this fiery furnace, and it's described that way at parts in the Bible, but like,
Dude, literally say
hell,
it's like the scariest place.
hell is, because you got to think about it like this, like, God is all goodness, like all love, all mercy, all
Right.
grace, like all joy, everything you think of, right?
Yeah.
Hell is just the absence of God. So like, what all the things God is not, that is hell, and that would feel like a fire. The experience of that would be all anxiety. The experience of that would be like depression, like the worst of feelings we can think of, because we're not in the goodness of God.
Right.
We're experiencing, and that is hell. Like, hell is less of like this like fiery furnace and more everything that God is not. And a lot of the times when it's described as like fire or anything, it's hell is like. It's describing it in a way that like
Yeah, I think, but it doesn't it also say, like in the last book, that it's like purposely just kind of giving the idea of fire, but also like
Because, like-
way worse than just fire.
because like what's the worst thing you got to think of, like the worst thing is someone can conceptualize.
Right.
And, like,
Yeah.
Fire
Like
and like being burnt is like super painful.
You constantly being on fire.
like that is like probably the worst. Like
There in the book of the Bible, it's like it's not even close to that though.
because like now think about like how like even people who don't believe in God are experiencing his goodness because like we're being sustained to like live by something or like life wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's like now when you die and like I know the term hell sucks, but it's like you're just completely absent of God, which is the worst.
It's not here. It's not on Earth.
You know, it's literally what it is, like the absence of
Do you think free will is a thing then?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even after describing the fact that there's a set that you can play with,
What do you mean?
meaning you have free will, but only to a certain degree, because after that comes X or comes Y.
What do you mean?
You have free will. So you believe God gives everyone free will?
Yeah. Like everyone has the free will to like commit murder or not, and people know the consequences of going to jail, and some
Well-
people still choose murder.
So when you talk about free will, you have to define what is freedom
Okay.
first. So what is freedom? I think it's just the ability to do what you want, but it doesn't
Yeah.
say that that's absent of consequences.
100%.
So if God gives you the free will to do whatever you want, you have to choose whether you want those consequences and trade-offs or not. So, like, you choose whether you want to kill someone, and as a result, you can be thrown in prison for the rest of your life. Or, I mean, it's really easy when you look at North Korea. If Kim Jong-un is God for them, you know, if they go against him, they die. But they have free will. Like, technically everyone has free will. And if you believe in Jesus and you're in North Korea, you have free will to act on, you know, Jesus and what he says. And then if you die from those consequences, you know, you would go to heaven with Jesus. Like, I don't know how else to summarize it
Yeah,
all.
I feel like people want free will and no consequences.
Yeah, I was earlier. We were like, yeah, you got to have consequences for your actions. But now, I'm kind of thinking like, is consequences free will?
Yeah.
You know,
Like if you do one thing, it results in one thing. Like there's no such thing as actions that aren't.
because I know there's negative and positive consequences.
Yeah.
So,
So it's
why are we given a negative consequence when we act on the gift that God gave us?
I don't think it's negativity, a negative consequence more than that's just like what it is. Like if I shoot someone and get caught, I'm going to jail. That technically isn't like negative or positive. That's what's going to happen. And I think we view like some of the things.
It's not negative. Why does the Bible say don't do this?
I was gonna
Don't
say,
do
why
that?
does the Bible like
The Bible is very clear on what to do and what not to do.
the Bible like says heaven's like the bomb, and then
Right.
it because
this
it's
is
so
great.
positive consequence. Heaven's the bomb.
Yeah.
But then it says that hell is
There's
scary.
a place you don't want to
This
go.
is great.
Yeah, it says like you can't.
like-
The human mind
Let's
can't even
go-
comprehend how bad hell's gonna be.
Let's go back to parenting, and I'm not a parent, so I'm going to use my dog, right? I walk my dog off leash, right? If she even starts walking like too far behind me, I like walk back and like, well, I do this little thing where I like poke her because she's a small dog. It's like a small consequence, right?
I do the same thing.
I do that not because like she did something wrong in that moment. It's if you do that too often and one day I miss it and you get hit by a car, you're going to die. And I'm not giving her a consequence because of this moment. I'm giving her a consequence because like long term, like this isn't good for you. And I think a lot of the times in the Bible, people view the Bible, a lot of the things in the Bible as rules, when it's less of rules and it's more like, since I'm the creator of all things, I actually know what's good for you. And I'm telling you to do this because this is good for you. But if you don't want to do it, do whatever you want. And the consequences, because you're not doing what I'm saying, are going to lead to things that you're not going to like and won't be good for you. And long term, like because God is good, like I'm speaking as God now, like I'm not going to speak as God, that's not good. What God is basically saying is like, because I'm good, at some point if you keep doing this evil and like these bad things, You're going to be so far away from me that you won't be able to experience me. And then we blame God when we're the decision.